Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be discussing the book Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. In case you guys didn't know, John and Hank Green of the Blog Brothers decided that for their summer book club this year they wanted to read Fahrenheit 451, especially with Ray Bradbury's death. And they found out that 50 Shades of Grey has now sold more copies of its book than all of Ray Bradbury's work, so they wanted to try to mend that gap a little bit. Now, I'm only going to be talking about part one of the book because that's all John is going to be talking about, so I don't want to get too far ahead. I'm recording this in advance, so I won't be necessarily responding to the things that they say. I'll just be giving my thoughts. I'll just start off by saying I absolutely love this book. I thought I had read this book already, but I don't think I had. Maybe I read an excerpt from it because parts of it seemed really familiar, but I didn't remember what was happening in the plot necessarily. So I don't think I ever read it. I think I've only read excerpts of it, and this is my first Ray Bradbury book ever, so this is my first exposure to him. I really love this book. It's so great. I love social commentaries, and I love these sort of dystopian novel. I love when there are just, these glimpses of society and you can see so much of our current society. And it's, really funny and also kind of scary, the fact that Ray Bradbury has been able to see so much about our current society and the way we're living our lives today, even though he had written this book in 1950. So basically what's happening is in this world, the government controls a whole lot and, there are firemen, but instead of putting out fires, what they do is they start fires and they burn books. So anytime they are alerted that someone has books in their possession, they go to the house and they burn them. The main character in this book is Guy Montag, and he is a fireman. And in the very beginning of the book, he comes across this girl named Clarice. She's his neighbor, and she basically challenges everything that he has ever thought. He lives a very plain and simple life, He does what he's told. He doesn't question anything. He very much believes the things that everyone else around him believes. Clarice is really different. She asks a lot of questions. She's willing to wonder why things are happening or why things are the way they are. She constantly mentions her uncle who tells her about the way things used to be, that people used to read books instead of burn them. And in school, kids used to ask questions and be curious. But the way things are now, everyone's very apathetic. No one really cares as long as things are fine, things seem under control, so they don't worry a lot about what's going on around them, what the government's doing, the fact that they're burning these books, they don't see value in them. Guy is married to this woman, Mildred, and, it seems like the only thing she wants to do is sit at home and watch TV. In their house or in their society, their TVs are, wall to wall, end to end, and they have all three walls covered with just screens, and so the only interaction they seem to get most of the time is interacting with these TV shows. They have it so that in the TV shows, I guess now you can customize them so they say your name, so it feels like you're in the show yourself. That I found really creepy because I felt it's so accurate. I mean, you see everywhere on the internet people getting so emotional about TV shows and about these characters as if they're real people, and I can even see it in myself, like I care more about fake characters as opposed to real people, which is really sad and really eye-opening to how we live our lives these days. There's nothing wrong with loving books and loving stories. Obviously they're there for a reason, but at the same time there's real people out there that need us, and we should be getting our comfort for them, and we should be comforting each other as opposed to just only interacting with screens and fake people. There's a couple incidents that happen. There's a fire that Montag has to put out, and then he's kind of traumatized afterwards, and he goes home and he kind of tries to talk to his wife about it. He's tired of having this not real relationship with her. She spends all her time with the TV set and not with him. They rarely talk to each other, and if they are talking, it's not real conversation. They're not really expressing themselves. He's trying to talk to her about what happened in the fire, and he's getting really emotional, and she kind of doesn't know what to do. She's trying to calm him down, and there's this one interaction that I really loved in here. I'll just read it for you guys. It says, "Let me alone," said Mildred. "I didn't do anything." "Let you alone, that's all and well, but how can I leave myself alone? We need not to be let alone. We need to be really bothered once in a while. How long is it since you were really bothered about something important, about something real?" I just love that line so much. I mean, I feel like it says a lot about who we are as people right now. I feel like so often, we don't really get bothered by things anymore. I'm guilty of this too, and when I talk to my friends and things like that about things that are happening in the world, sometimes we're just so ignorant And we're purposely ignorant, you know, we would rather not know about the things that are happening out there and be saddened by them. We would rather live in that sort of ignorant bliss, which isn't really a good way to be living in the world, even though, you know, it technically makes us more happy. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but we feel that way. But at the same time, I feel like that's not the way we're supposed to be living our lives. We're supposed to be bothered by things that are happening, you know, bothered by injustices and bothered by famines and people suffering. You know, that stuff should bother us, and it should bother us to the fact to take action. We live such comfortable lives. It's very easy for me to forget about other people out there that are really suffering. I complain about the heat out there that's happening right now, but imagine that I live in a house with air conditioning. We take that stuff for granted. You know, this stuff is so simple. Like, I don't have to sleep outside in this bearing heat. I don't worry about a lot of really basic things. You know, I have really great health. I don't have to worry that my next breath is going to be difficult to get, or, you know, worry about getting medication. I think one thing that definitely does happen is because we live such comfortable lives, we lose perspective and we start to take trivial things and make them seem like they are important. Like, my iPhone's broken, or I can't afford this purse I want, or my parents won't let me go to this party. In the end, that doesn't matter at all. Like, none of that is important. None of that should really make that much of a difference in our lives. It definitely challenges you to wonder, like, what do I really care about, and should that be the biggest concern in my life right now? So yeah, that's all I'll have for part 1. As John and Hank post their videos on Fahrenheit 451, I'll be posting mine as well. If you are looking for something to read over the summer, you know, definitely pick this up. Like I said in one of my earlier videos, it's only 150 pages long. It won't take you long at all to read. Like, this took me less than a day, I think. I don't remember exactly, or maybe it took me to over 2 days because I had taken my time with it. But really, it's 150 pages. If you do, you know, 20 pages a day, you'll be done before summer's over, for sure. If you have read this book, I'd love to know what you guys think of it. Feel free to leave your comments or video responses down below. If you've read any of Ray Bradbury's other works, you know, definitely recommend stuff to me. I love getting recommendations on books, and especially now that I've read this, I definitely want to check out more of his stuff. So if you have other books that you're a really big fan of, or some of his short stories, or anything at all, you know, feel free to leave that. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching. Hi everyone, I'm Rincey, and this is Rincey Reads. Oh, don't make noises. Today I'm going to be discussing the book Fahrenheit... Oh, I almost dropped it. The summer book club. They're going to be reading... I can't talk anymore. Fahrenheit 451 as their summer book club. That doesn't make any sense.